Sometimes I come across a movie that is so ugly, I almost feel tempted to blind myself never to see those horrors again. But also, sometimes I see a movie that's so beautiful, I want to blind myself because nothing will ever be better. And today's movie is one of those. I'll let you decide which. I am, of course, talking about Sindy, the fairy princess. Now, if you've never heard about Sindy, don't worry, I never did either. Sindy was a British doll made to rival Barbie in the 60s by Pedigree Toys. Yeah, a British fashion doll? What fashion the Brits got? Nah, I'm kidding. But you know Barbie, everyone knows Barbie. She's a doll made for girls, and while I'm not a girl, I sometimes played with dolls. I'll say it, when I went over to my family member's house as a kid, I would play with their Barbies when they weren't looking, okay? Sorry, it was fun. But like I said, Sindy was created as a rival to Barbie, and then Hasbro bought the rights to Sindy and made her look more like Barbie. But that still wasn't working out for Sindy, and she was very unpopular. Nothing beats the queen herself. Mattel, the owners of Barbie, even sued Hasbro for making her look more like Barbie, and of course they won the suit. And pretty much throughout the years, Sindy just remained in the shadows of Barbie until Hasbro just gave up and gave her back to her OG creators. Eventually, a different company called Vivid Imaginations took the reins and gave her a new redesign in 2003. Funny enough, the same year that Sindy the Fairy Princess was released in some 40th anniversary celebration, in what was no doubt yet another attempt to rival Barbie, but this time in animated movie form. And while Sindy has seen a billion redesigns over the years, she has only had one movie. Meanwhile, Barbie has had hundreds, and I've been told that these movies are actually pretty good sometimes. I kind of want to review all of them on this channel, so if I should, please tell me if you'd watch it, please. Anyways, Sindy the Fairy Princess is a 2003 sci-fi horror made by VCI, which is now a defunct company that merged into the BBC. You might recognize their logo if you were a big Thomas the Tank Engine fan growing up. Now, as you can tell, the animation in this movie is awful. God awful. It has to be one of the ugliest animated movies I have ever seen, and I've watched Homeward. While disgustingly ugly, this movie is pretty ambitious for what it is. It may not have been all executed right, but going behind the scenes, I could tell that the people behind this actually really cared about what they were making. But something along the way, all of that ambition may have blinded these people, because wow-wee. I mean, the queen herself, Barbie, in her first animated movie 2 years before this, looks leagues better than whatever this is. Also, I watched this entire movie on Twitch, and I want to watch more bad old movies on there sometimes, so come hang out sometimes, please. When is Dua Lipa coming? Dude, she's right there. You're looking at her. Sindy the Fairy Princess begins with a storybook, much like Shrek did 2 years earlier. Very interesting similarities. Inside the book, we learn of a place that's not too far from here. Far from where? Where are we supposed to be? My house? Stay away from my house. In this place that's not too far from my house, we find Tom and Molly, two kids in their bedroom playing with toys. There's a train and an RC car and a rocket and a Barbie dream house. Okay, Sindy, come on. You steal Barbie's looks and now you want to steal her home? The Molly kid plays with her Sindy doll while the brother bullies her for having a boring girl house.
Who wants a boring garden?
The Tommy kid has a wizard doll named Asbar and threatens to put a spell on Sindy. But while Molly is playing with her Sindy doll, there just happens to be a... What is that? What is that? Like, seriously, what is that? There's just a fairy in her room and she's like, oh, yeah, that's normal. Like, what? What was that? Then Tommy boy goes,
who believes in stupid fairies?
You are the worst brother ever. The two kids go to bed and we zoom in on the Sindy doll until we magically transition into the animated realm. Ew! 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 So Sindy awakens in some magical forest with her hair and mouth just glitching out like crazy. As you can tell, this forest has some great detail. You can really get a sense of the defined space here. The trees feel magical and tangible, and when Sindy grabs a flower and interacts with the world, oh, amazing. Sindy then peers through a bush and sees fairies. What? A fairy village, oh my god. I will say that here is yet another instance of this movie copying Barbie directly from her first animated movie. The designs of the fairies are pretty much the exact same. They just completely ripped them. But I guess it's different enough here since every fairy in this movie is cross-eyed for some reason. Like, who are you looking at like that? Stop it! Stop! Yeah, stop looking at me like that! All the fairies in Sindy get scared when they hear evil laughter from a big tower that's near them. They said it was Asbar the evil wizard. Wait, I know that name. Oh my god, it's the doll that the boy had. What? And then within 20 minutes of meeting these fairies, they just start spouting so much exposition at the screen and say that there's a prince in the land that needs to be married on his birthday, or the evil wizard Asbar will become more powerful. Oh my god, we need to do something. Cindy's like, I'm in, I'll help you immediately.
Then we have to find his true love before his birthday.
She's like, I'm here, let's do it. Let's go get that prince someone to marry. We then cut to a giant pink castle. Wow, so pretty. And inside we meet Ryan Gosling! Ryan Gosling! Ken, oh my god, it's Ken. It's Ken doll. Ken the goat, I love Ken. Ken has to get married today, and the only one who wants to marry him is this gilf. Golly. Ken is all sad and has no one to marry and goes to walk in the forest until he just runs into Sindy. It's love at first, whatever this is.
Hello.
They hit it off so well that he invites her to his birthday party later tonight. She loves that idea. I mean, just look at her. She's going rabid. We then finally meet the wizard, Asbar, in full HD.
I said, who is that girl?
Doesn't he look amazing? He has a talking penis staff that like ejaculates vision portals. Barbie could never. They could never. And don't worry, guys. I know what you were thinking. You were like, where's the music? This movie should be a musical. Well, don't you worry, because we get our first ever love song.
Be that I found my princess, the perfect girl who set me.
Sindy then goes to sleep on some grass, and there's a talking unicorn voiced by John Lennon.
You, my dear, stand in the way of him taking over the kingdom.
This unicorn is like the protector of the fairies or something, and for some reason he talks all wise and is very creepy, and he kind of gives me nightmares.
I'll be watching over you, Sindy, wherever you are.
The next day, Sindy goes to a town market. This is a gorgeous, vibrant place where you can finally meet the people of the world. Their personalities, their outfits, it's all ripe with creativity. Asbar the evil guy disguises himself as the old lady to trick Sindy into buying something that will make her fall asleep. Sindy says, all right, sure, yeah, whatever. And we get to see Asbar transform back into what I can only describe as a Gary's Mod admin grabbing you with a Saigon.
Come on.
Like, what, like, bro. On her way back to the fairy village, they surprise her with,
It's so pretty.
What is it? But then Cindy's sleepy ass just falls asleep again for the second time in this movie, and the blanket from Asbar just picks her up and takes her away. Bye, Cindy. And as she's being taken away, we get Asbar's villain song, but it's not a song. It's just him yelling like really loud while music plays over him.
I'll pull the strings and I will come on.
They just let this voice actor do whatever they wanted and ran with it, and it's actually kind of fun. Wait, guys, let's check on Sindy. Oh my god, John Lennon Unicorn is gonna save her! Go, go, go! The unicorn saves her and Asbar gets all sad. Oh, Baba. But he doesn't let this stop him. He transforms into Ken and tricks her into getting stuck in a lake. No, what is Sindy gonna do? This is bad. This is so bad, man. The whole kingdom is covered in ice and Cindy is being kidnapped by Asbar. What are we gonna do, guys? The cross-eyed fairies are panicking and freaking out because they don't know what to do. The unicorn goes to tell Ken that she's kidnapped, but like, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? Oh, you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna save the day, that's what. He just starts walking on air and dodging ice blades and being all cool because that's what Ken is all about, baby. Also, side note, every time there's action in this movie, it just breaks the framing for some reason. Like the entire image just can't handle how intense this is, and it just feels like the whole movie is gonna implode in on itself. But Ken saves the day and gets Cindy out of that ice tower and leads for him to ask her on the spot to marry him, and she says yes. Listen, guys, all you need to do to get a girlfriend is save her from an ice tower from an evil wizard with a penis staff while riding a unicorn. It's easy, anyone can do it. Sindy then needs a wedding dress, of course, because she doesn't have one, and then the fairies help her out, which I gotta say looks nothing like her real life doll fairy dress, so this is stupid and inaccurate. At the wedding, Asbar is in the background planning to, I don't know, kill them or something, it's kind of unclear, but when his penis staff flies into a chandelier, Sindy uses this as a chance to fly. Oh shit! She's flying, look at her go! And with the staff in her control, Asbar is powerless and the day is saved and Ken and Sindy get married. Yeah! Woo! Ew! Ew! Never mind. Ew! Oh my god, that's disgusting. And with that, the entire day is saved, and they live happily ever after amongst their amazing people in this kingdom. Yay! The real life kids wake up and are like, whoa, the toys are all moved around, and Sindy winks all creepy, and that's the end of the movie. Yippee! This is genuinely the grossest thing I have ever laid my eyes upon. It's such a disastrous failure for Sindy's career that they never attempted to do anything like this ever again. And that seems to be her entire life at this rate, always living in the shadows of Barbie and never trying to become her own thing instead. But you just can't beat the queen. You can't. Nowadays, Sindy is living comfortably as a little British doll in her own league. And she better stay in that league, that's all I'm gonna say. Step off my girl Barbie. Sindy the Fairy Princess is a prime example that trying to replicate another person's work just isn't the same. Rather than having Sindy become her own doll and creating tiny movies that could stand as their own thing, instead what we get is a movie lost to time and never to be seen by pretty much anyone. And maybe that's a good thing because woof. But I'm still glad that even something like this can exist, because while it's bad, it's funny, it's goofy, and it's awesome to know that real people behind this made it. Because while it might not be executed well, it's entertaining to look at something like this and know that other human beings made it. We see studios trying to weaponize AI to replace actual humans that want to create stories and worlds for us to enjoy. And I, for one, would never give a shit about any story written by a robot. A bad movie written or animated or acted by a robot is nothing. It's meaningless, it's cold and distant, but a bad movie made by a human gives warmth to my heart. It shows the reality of life. Sometimes everything doesn't always work out how you envisioned it, and that's okay. It leads for lessons, it leads for change, it allows you or other people to get better from your example and keep going forward. And that just wouldn't be the same coming from a software.